So let's do the demo of running the MRI Security Essentials for ACF2 as an example. First of all, let's get the clock ticking so that we can measure approximately how long it's going to take. Now, here you can see that in my demo environment on the mainframe, I don't have any data sets that would correspond to this pattern. I have nothing in this folder. This is just to show that I'm starting with a clean slate entirely. Now let's first get the MRI toolkit from the MRI user interface. What we can do is actually on this page we open the tile that says Security Essentials for ACF2 and we go into step 1. This is where you download what we call the scanner, the MRI mainframe scanner, which extracts the information needed for running that assessment. Now, you can download all of the 12 assessments. For example, I could have downloaded all 12 of them, but actually I'm just demoing ACF2, the best practices for ACF2, so I only need that one. Zip file, that one scanner, and that's it. We have it downloaded. You see that in this file, in this folder here. I now have the toolkit, so I double click on it. That will unpack it, and I have a bunch of files in here. I need to modify the setup file, which contains information about how to connect to the FTP server, and also how to submit the job. So let's just have a look at what's in there. Let me change directory to MRI toolkit. Okay, toolkit. And I see that I have all these files here, so I can go and edit. For convenience, I'll just take this, drag and drop in there. And the first thing I'm going to modify is actually the host name, which will be obviously different for every customer. My demo environment is currently spun up on this address, so I can type it in. And the user ID will be Libor in this case. Password, I'm not going to enter the password in there. I'll have a qualifier for me, also Libor in caps. Okay. I need to modify the job name as well. This is ACF2 scanner. Alright, then alright. Need to modify the job class as well. That's for B. Job notify, let's unquote that. Job message class as well. What else do we have there? Okay, job message level. Let's try that. One. Okay, one more thing. region is 0M, obviously. Okay, so let's get this saved and let's exit from the editor. I need to make one more edit, which normally customers don't have to do. It's actually specific to my environment. It's going to be very quick. I will need to go all the way down to the end, I believe, somewhere around here. And pretty much nobody else will ever need to do this, so do not pay attention to this. This is just specific to the environment. Okay, need to just change the directory. Okay. It is. Oh. Okay, that's it. Right now, the changes that needed to be made have been made, and I can proceed and submit the and execute the script file. I'll explicitly call it in bash. There we go. We can execute. It will prompt me for the password. Ultimately, it will wait for 30 seconds now to retrieve the status of all of the job that we had. It should come back with RC zeros. Let's give it those 30 seconds. Yeah. Zeros. Let's have a look at what data sets we have, and now we've got the data sets on the mainframe, as you see, with the high-level qualifier Libor. Now, what we are interested in is making a few changes, adding the job card here in the JCL. So just for convenience sake, I'll copy this off the job that I just submitted before. Like that, I know that I'm not making any typos. Let's go back to the file. To insert 3 lines, hopefully that's sufficient. Yeah, spot on. Okay, I will need to also make a few more changes. Actually, just a couple. High-level qualifier, I'll make it Libor MRI, and let's make the plex. This is not really anything but a demo, so let's make it. Let's call it demo Kansas City, and this is it. That's pretty much all of the changes that you need to make, all of the modifications, and we can now submit the job. Have a look at. whether we already have the output, and we do. So just a quick view, we've got the show all output. We can now copy off of the mainframe to our laptop. So let's do that. Let's FTP into the server again, into the mainframe FTP. So let me do that. Log in. Okay, so a few things. Let me need to set the mode to ASCII. And we can now get the file, copy it over to local. I'll just copy this off of here so that I don't make a mistake. Let me add it here, and let's call it locally demo share Kansas City demo txt. Okay, I think the file has been gotten. Let's have a look. Yes, it's right here. We can see it. So with all that, we have it also, obviously, you see it here. So we can go back to the UI of MRI. Now we've got the file, we've ran the assessment, and we can go into the step 2, where you, after you've ran the scanner, you can actually upload the file into the MRI UI. The file we just got off the FTP, and so we need to create something called the MRI data center, which is really just a folder that holds the data. So I can do this demo share Kansas City. I'll create the new data center. I'll upload the file from this folder, share Kansas City demo.txt. Oh, I need to select that, of course. I will go next. I could also ask for an expert, a Broadcom security expert, to walk me through the report or whatever advice on whatever I would need help with. I'm not going to check that box so that I don't uselessly alert the experts, but you as the users, you could do that, of course. So demo share Kansas City. I'll just provide a brief description of the report. Now I've submitted that report for processing in the MRI UI. It will wait for a few minutes, for a few seconds actually only. And as soon as it turns green, we're now evaluating the settings against the best practices, and we have it here. And now we can go and view the report in the UI. I can sort this, for example, by the risk of the finding that we have. I have all of the information that I need to actually take action. If I don't feel I have all of the information, I can also click here and go directly into the STIG articles that detail exactly the rationale behind every recommendation. And if I look back here, I can stop the clock from ticking. So including the explanations and all of the manipulations that I did were under 15 minutes in getting from not understanding necessarily what our settings were, whether they were compliant or not, to having a report that I can take action from. I have all of the descriptions here. I've got the what risk is associated, what kind of level of effort is associated with that finding, the name of the parameter, the command that will modify the parameter, the setting that we detect it locally, and what the recommendation is, and the rationale behind that recommendation, including for wherever that is available, links to the STIG articles that govern that recommendation. Okay, this concludes the demo. I hope that was that illustrated clearly how things work in MRI. And
this video demonstrates how Broadcom's MRI, Mainframe Resource Intelligence, can be leveraged to obtain expert best practice recommendations on how to fine-tune your mainframe environment. The video walks you through the MRI security essentials for ACF2 end-to-end and with commentary. In less than 15 minutes, you see how MRI Security Essentials for ACF2 is downloaded, installed, and executed, and how an easy-to-use report highlighting settings of ACF2 that aren't compliant with the expert best practice recommendations as defined in the STIGs and gives you clear instructions on how to remediate these findings. MRI includes a dozen of expert assessments for the different areas of your mainframe: hardware, software, capacity, ESM, top secret security, ACF2, IBM RACF, DB2, SysView, Ops MBS, and NetMaster. While focused on the Security Essentials assessment, you will be able to apply the same technique to run any of the other MRI assessments.